Disney has been sued $10 billion as it's alleged that Moana is a rip-off of someone else's idea. All the details right here. Another day, another high-profile Hollywood lawsuit, and yet another with the Mouse House directly at the centre. This time, Disney are being sued for $10 billion in damages for allegedly ripping off the idea for Moana, the multi-billion-dollar earning Walt Disney animation franchise. In the Woodall v Disney suit, filed on Friday 10th of January 2025, Buck Woodall, described in suit documents as a professional writer as well as a producer and artist, is claiming copyright infringement over a treatment he put together for a film titled Bucky in the early 2000s. Woodall claims he shared details of his project, including a completed screenplay, a trailer, and various pieces of artwork with Jenny Marchick, then Director of Development of Mandeville Films, who had a first look deal with Disney at the time and offices on their Burbank lot. Marchick is now Head of Development for Features at DreamWorks Animation. The Hollywood Reporter notes, she allegedly asked about providing further materials, including character designs, production plans, and storyboards, by assuring him she could greenlight the film. The complaint states, Disney's Moana 1 was produced in the wake of Woodall's delivery to the defendants of virtually all constituent parts necessary for its development and production after more than 17 years of inspiration and work on his animated film project, with titles over the years ranging from Bucky to Bucky the Wave Warrior. This project was inspired by Woodall's unique exposure to Polynesian culture, including living on Hanalei Bay for approximately a decade, as well as his expenditure of more than $500,000 in personally creating, writing, and developing a theatrical motion picture package associated with Bucky. Suit documents allege that Moana depicts similarities to the trade secrets and intellectual property of Woodall's presentation package materials that are extraordinarily stark and greater than most every reported example of copyright infringement in US history. Amongst the similarities between the two projects alleged in suit documents are that both Bucky and Moana tell the story about a teenager who defies parental warnings and embarks on a dangerous voyage across Polynesian waters to save the endangered land of a Polynesian island, celebrate the Polynesian people's unfettered access to the sea as a native right, involve protagonists who learn about ancient Polynesian culture during a sea voyage, contain a recurring theme of the Polynesian belief in spiritual ancestors manifested as animals which guide and guard the living, involve plots where a symbolic necklace plays a special role, involve a main character who encounters a demigod with a giant hook and tattoos, and a goddess-like creature emanating from volcanic lava, amongst many others. Furthermore, the complaint alleges that Moana 2 blatantly copies core elements of the plaintiff's works, presenting strikingly similar themes, character journeys, and imagery, such as Moana sets out in the search of an ancient and mysterious island, and Moana undertakes a mission to break a curse, which are said to echo the central quest and directly parallel narrative elements in Bucky. It even suggests that, during her journey in Moana 2, Moana and her crew are sucked into a perilous whirlpool-like oceanic portal, another dramatic and unique device imagery found in plaintiff's materials that could not possibly have been developed by chance or without malicious intentions on the part of the defendants. While Disney haven't directly commented, The Hollywood Reporter notes that, to support arguments that it created the movie on its own, Disney also submitted documents regarding the origin and development of Moana, including story ideas, pitch materials, written research, travel journals, and scripts. Moana co-director Ron Clements has also stated, Moana was not inspired by or based in any way on Woodall or his Bucky project, which I learned of for the first time after this lawsuit was filed. While this case is certainly unusual, it isn't unheard of. In fact, in 2017, writers Arthur Lee Alfred II and E. Ezekiel Martinez Jr. filed a lawsuit against Disney claiming that they had ripped off a spec screenplay they had written for Pirates of the Caribbean 3 years before the film series became a box office behemoth, further alleging they'd invented the character of Jack Sparrow. While the case was dismissed in 2019, claiming that both projects simply riffed on generic pirate iconography, it was revived in 2021 with a court finding that the screenplay shared sufficient similarities with the film to survive a motion to dismiss. This case resulted in a confidential out-of-court settlement between Disney and the writers. It'll be interesting to see what happens with the Moana case and whether a similar settlement will have to be made, or if Disney can prove that the project was wholly original. After all, it isn't uncommon for different people to come up with similar ideas. There are only so many stories in the world to tell. I guess time will tell with this one. And at that, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this case. Do you think Woodall has something here, or are Disney in the clear? As always, join the conversation down below.